In less than 1 month's time, Silent Hill 2 remake will be upon us.
Excuse me.
I'm sorry. I was just...
It's okay. I didn't mean to scare you.
Silent but deadly.
So 3 weeks ago, ladies and gentlemen, I didn't even see this on VCG YouTube channel. They had 27 minutes of actual gameplay from Silent Hill 2, the remake. What do I think about it? It feels like a very segmented, selected set of clips from Team Bloober from Poland, but we'll get into it. And another discovery I found regarding the uglification of female video game characters for the, wait for it, modern audience. So this is a moment where James Sutherland is fighting Pyramid Head. Oh, no, not Pyramid Head. He's coming up against him soon, though. So what's problematic here for some people, like lots of Silent Hill hardcore fans? James Sutherland is not Leon Kennedy from Resident Evil. Remember when that became like a over-the-shoulder action game when the previous entries were more like tank controlled and he didn't know what door opened to what horrific thing behind it? So he's like an action man. He's not meant to be that way. And that's something that kind of slipped my mind actually, because the original SH games are very psychological horror based. So you've got that. There is a section of him where he meets Pyramid Head, if I can find it again. I mean, people are genuinely excited for this game. I mean, if you see the Twitter responses, right, here we go. This is where you first encounter Pyramid Head, and this is in 4K. So thanks to Gamers Prey for getting this footage. Here we go. So like I've said before in a previous video, it's like they've meshed together Resident Evil's successful elements into a Silent Hill game which is tagged as a psychological horror, right? So James Sutherland is not meant to be good at combat. He's kind of like this man who's looking for his missing wife, and he's meeting all these effed up characters in between. And Team Bloober, some people have said they're misunderstanding what the actual premise of Silent Hill 2 is, and Team Bloober from Poland are known for making middling to sometimes acclaimed horror games. But of course, folks, the real horror is not the remake of Silent Hill 2. It's something else I found out actually, which I think is pretty telling. You know, the uglification of females in video games in 2024. We could even say it started as far back as Lockdown or prior to that with The Last of Us Part 2. But of course, look who we have here. Who is this lovely young actress, you may ask yourself? Her name is Gianna Kyle, and this is her beautiful face, which has now become this not so beautiful specimen right here, Miss Angela Orozco. I absolutely love this face for so many comedic reasons, because you can see they've even ashamed of giving her neckline. Oh, it's not just a face. You can't show a woman's plunging neckline, right? Oh my word. Gianna Keel, what have they done to you, my dear? So again, I showed to you on Exhibit A and Exhibit B, which is what she should have looked like. She should have looked like that. Definitely not what they turned her into, which is this. Poor Angela, the woman who can't stop eating pies. You talk about the original Silent Hill 2 from 2001. I always keep getting the year wrong for that. This is the original Maria. I mean, this is Konami at their absolute prime. They were probably insufferable behind the scenes back then, but I would probably argue they weren't. They were actually caring about making a really good game, a good video game for you to enjoy. Let's have a look at this.
Open up. Hello?
I'm here.
Stop it. You're disturbing me.
Oh.
Thank God. I finally found somebody. Can you open...
This is something you won't see in the remake for Silent Hill 2, folks. Lingering camera Dutch angles of the very sexy and alluring Maria.
the door?
God, if I knew you were standing at the end of it, Angela, I mean Maria, I would be opening the door very quickly.
Is it really necessary for me to answer all your tedious questions?
Yes.
Damn, what an ass.
Oh, I didn't know that. I want to be alone. Other people just irritate me.
I just want to see another human face.
You can see mine if you like.
Do you know what's happening in this town?
I mean, questionable whether mine is actually human, but come on, folks, give me a break here.
There's no one here. Just monsters.
Yes, I know. But so what?
And you know what, folks, I gotta say, just looking at this segment here of gameplay, it is creepy. It's the dark and muddy colors they used back in that decade. It's just very unnerving, and I love that. That's what games are supposed to do. But when you watch the remake from Team Bloober, it just feels flaccid. They've tried to artifact a few things quite well, like the fog and the atmosphere. I know what they're going for, but honestly, if Team Bloober just made the female characters attractive, not bow down to ESG and DEI property, people would actually overlook the minor flaws, the technical flaws and directions they were making with this revisit to Silent Hill 2, and they might have forgiven Team Bloober, but obviously they've had some kind of weird instruction from above that you can't do that. Now, something that we don't talk about here very often, folks, is Silent Hill 3 and its female protagonist of Heather. This was from 2003. So again, folks, when you talk about why video games are so expensive now, why they're taking so long to have the release dates between each title, I mean, this was in succession after the first Silent Hill. Like, there was no problem about releasing a video game. People were passionate. They were excited about bringing out the next release for the fans.
Oh, the cries of the children. The murderer was caught. Do you know why he said he killed his family? Because I felt I had to! Anyway.
So, ladies and gentlemen, a rather interesting article from Polygon right here. Silent Hill 2 2024 is most successful when it's doing its breast Silent Hill 2 2001 imitation. We played Team Bloober's remake at a recent preview event. Oh, okay. And this is a Polygon article courtesy of Jay Castello. So what does Ms. or Mr. Castello have to say? Before sitting down to play 3 hours of the Silent Hill 2 remake at a recent Konami-led press event in London, we were shown a new trailer. Like the previous ones, it left me skeptical, although I'm not opposed to the project of remaking Silent Hill 2. I'm very wary of modernizing Instinct and replaces the aged, the weird, and even the off-putting with the same glazed genericism of the 2020's AAA game. After getting my hands on it, and Silent Hill 2, I think some of that skepticism is warranted. I also think that the original Silent Hill 2 game is very, very good. In the opening section, James Sutherland jogging around the streets could be any game with a multi-million-dollar budget that you can pick up on the PlayStation 5. Yes, it's foggy, but other than that, it's absolutely bland. The switch to an over-the-shoulder camera, the breaking windows to search through drawers, not opposed to Angela's drawers, for health items, and the white cloth marking places that are interactable all feel very unspecific. So what's very interesting about Castello's article here, they go on to say, I don't think this will do good things for the pacing of the game. Konami PR recommended several times that we spend only an hour in the opening of the game before using a preset save point to jump ahead to the apartment section. I did that so I can tell you what lore might have been buried in Neely's bar puzzle. I also can't tell you how it feels to have to spend a long stretch in the modern version of that town before getting to anything else. But the suggestion that we do not do it speaks for itself. Now, if that isn't telling me this game is already dead on arrival on October the 8th, nothing else will ever convince me otherwise.
So once again, fuck Konami, and do use the hashtag FUCKONAMI.
I mean, the character design of Heather right here is just outstanding. I mean, she looks great. She looks like a biological female. And again, some people have said that Silent Hill 3 is not as good as the others, but other folks have actually said, no, it still retains those horror, psychological, effed up moments you expect from a Silent Hill game. So definitely at some point I want to actually purchase this and play it in my own time, but it looks absolutely great, man, from what I've seen of here. I know some of the reviews weren't kind to it back then, but honestly, look at the amount of detail that's gone into this. And this is a game from 2003, folks. That actually does blow my mind. But of course, something else that does blow my mind completely is... there she is again, Angela Orozco in all her head and shoulders glory, because that's how she needs to be seen, ladies and gentlemen. So yet again, they've uglified a very pretty young actress and they've turned her into the Blob. But on that one, ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed today's offering, make sure you leave a like below, smash that subscribe button, and if I were you, and if you were me, you should definitely return for the next video.
Seriously?
Yeah.